Our world is utterly, irrevocably, and breathlessly obsessed with speed. It is the silent mantra of our age, the engine of our ambition. From the shimmering ribbons of light on our nocturnal highways, a frantic ballet of commerce and commute, to the digital ghosts that flicker across our screens at the speed of thought, our civilization has engineered a symphony of impatience. We have built a world that prides itself on shrinking time, on conquering distance, on doing everything, everywhere, all at once. We are a species in a constant, self-inflicted hurry, caught in a fever dream of progress where faster is always mistaken for better. Every second is a commodity to be optimized, every moment a potential gain to be accelerated. We measure our success in miles per hour, in gigabytes per second, in transactions per millisecond. But in this relentless pursuit, in this global roar of acceleration, have we forgotten a fundamental, ancient truth? Is this manic pace the only way to exist? Is it the only, or even the best, way to truly succeed and survive? Because just beyond the concrete horizons and the digital noise lies another universe entirely. A universe that operates on a timescale so vast and unhurried it barely registers to our fleeting senses. It is a world governed by a different clock, one that ticks with the slow turn of seasons and the patient erosion of stone. In the grand, silent theater of the natural world, a different kind of race is being run. It is not a frantic sprint to a finish line, but a meticulous, deliberate, and impossibly patient marathon for survival. Here, in these sacred, silent spaces, the ultimate advantage isn't always explosive speed. Sometimes, it is the profound, misunderstood, and life-giving power of being slow. Today, we turn our backs on the race cars and the rockets. We are embarking on a quest to find nature's true masters of stillness, its champions of conservation. We will journey from the impossibly dense forest floor to the crushing, eternal darkness of the deep ocean to uncover the creatures that have perfected the art of living life in the slow lane. The answer, you will soon find, is more surprising, more complex, and infinitely more profound than you can possibly imagine. Our search for the slowest beings on land begins not with a titan, but with a creature that seems to be a visitor from an alien world, a fragment of primordial life. Hidden in the perpetual twilight of North America's redwood forests, a cathedral of giants where silence is a physical presence, we find the Pacific banana slug. It is an alchemist of the undergrowth, a silent gardener of the ancient forest. Moving at a pace that barely registers as motion, just over 6 inches a minute, it is a living embodiment of methodical progress. It glides forward on a shimmering, self-produced highway of mucus, a substance that is a true marvel of biological engineering. This slime is both a near-frictionless lubricant, allowing it to slide unharmed over the sharpest edges of the forest floor, and a powerful adhesive, giving it the ability to cling effortlessly to vertical surfaces, defying the very pull of gravity. For this quiet navigator, its world is a tapestry of textures, a universe of scents and subtle vibrations imperceptible to us. This profound slowness is not a handicap. It is the very key that unlocks its world. It allows the slug to perform a vital, unsung role, consuming the detritus, the decaying organic matter that other, hastier animals pass by. It is a patient recycler, transforming death back into life, turning the forest's leftovers into rich, fertile soil. Its vibrant yellow color, a stark contrast to the greens and browns of its home, is not an invitation but a warning, a declaration to potential predators that its slimy body is unpalatable. The banana slug is a hermaphrodite, another marvel of efficiency, able to reproduce without the energy-intensive search for a mate. For the slug, there is no anxiety, no rush. Every inch is a deliberate, meaningful journey, a small but utterly essential role played out in the grand, interconnected drama of a giant ecosystem. From the minuscule, our journey now takes us south, across the equator, to a remote volcanic archipelago that seems to have been forgotten by time itself. The Galápagos Islands. Here, we meet a true monarch of slowness, a living relic from a bygone era. The Galápagos giant tortoise. Weighing up to 900 pounds and with a shell the size of a small boulder, it is the largest living tortoise. On Earth, every movement it makes is an act of immense, deliberate effort, a powerful testament to a life where the concept of speed is entirely irrelevant. Its great, domed shell, a mosaic of bony plates, is an impenetrable fortress, a personal island it carries on its back. On these isolated shores, for millennia, there were no significant natural predators to run from. And so, over evolutionary time, the need for speed simply vanished. This magnificent creature's slowness is inextricably linked to its astonishing longevity. With a lifespan that can stretch beyond 150 years, it is one of the longest living vertebrates on the planet, a silent witness to centuries of change. The secret to this long life is the slow-burning fire of its metabolism, a biological necessity for conserving precious energy in an environment where fresh water and food can be scarce and unpredictable. This internal clock dictates its unhurried, majestic pace. It is more than an animal. It is a living monument to a time before haste, a gentle, ancient king whose very existence is irrefutable proof that in the great game of survival, the race is not always won by the swift. It is won by those who endure. We now leave the sun-baked land behind and submerge ourselves, descending into a world where the rules of movement are completely rewritten by the density of water, by pressure, and by the relentless push of unseen currents. Here, in the sun-drenched, shallow meadows of seagrass that sway like terrestrial forests, we find one of the most inefficient and slowest swimming fish in the entire ocean, the dwarf seahorse. Smaller than a human fingernail, it is a living jewel, a masterpiece of miniature engineering designed not for travel, but for stillness. Its rigid, upright posture and a comically small dorsal fin, which flutters at an astonishing 35 times per second, are not built for propulsion, but for stability. It is an anchor, not an engine. For this fragile dancer, life is an intricate ballet of profound patience. Anchored to a blade of seagrass with its delicate, prehensile tail, it embodies the art of waiting. It does not hunt or chase its food. It simply remains still, a part of the landscape, trusting that the ocean's gentle currents will deliver its next meal of tiny, drifting crustaceans. Its body, covered in bony, armored plates, offers all the protection it needs, making a swift escape an unnecessary and energy-intensive luxury. Its most dynamic and energetic moments are reserved for a single, truly special occasion: courtship. Here, the male and female engage in a silent, mesmerizing, hours-long synchronized dance. It is a graceful, slow-motion conversation, a silent promise whispered in the heart of the ocean, the absolute pinnacle of movement in their otherwise incredibly slow-paced and tranquil lives. From these sunlit, tranquil shallows, our journey now takes a dramatic turn. We descend, down into a realm of crushing pressure and eternal, starless darkness. We are entering the frigid, silent abyss of the North Atlantic, a world more alien than the moon. Here, a true giant roams, the Greenland shark, capable of reaching lengths of 24 feet. This creature is a specter from a forgotten eon. It is the longest living vertebrate on the face of the Earth, a living fossil with a lifespan that scientists estimate can exceed 400 years. It drifts through the absolute blackness at a ghostly, dreamlike pace of just 2 miles per hour. In these near-freezing waters, where the metabolic cost of every movement is extraordinarily high, the shark has slowed its entire existence to a bare minimum. It is primarily a scavenger, the lonely, slow-motion janitor of the deep, using its highly sensitive nose to locate the carcasses that fall like snow from the vibrant world of light, miles above. For this creature, time itself seems to move differently. Its life a single, long, slow breath in the dark. So, the question becomes inevitable. Why? In a world so brutally defined by the dynamics of predator and prey, why would any creature evolve? To be slow? Isn't speed life? Isn't a quick escape the ultimate weapon? The answer is not found in strength, or claws, or teeth, but in the most fundamental and universal currency of all life: energy. Every single action, from the beating of a heart to the firing of a neuron, has a cost, and speed is outrageously, unsustainably expensive. A fast animal, like the magnificent cheetah, runs on a blazing hot metabolism, a biological furnace that must be constantly fed to power its explosive, short-lived bursts of speed. Slowness, on the other hand, is a quiet masterclass in biological efficiency. It is a profound strategy of conservation, a life built on the principle of needing less, using less, and therefore, lasting immeasurably longer on the most minimal of resources. But the evolutionary advantage of slowness goes far beyond simply saving energy. It is also, perhaps, the most effective form of camouflage imaginable. The eyes of nearly all predators, honed by millions of years of evolution, are hardwired to detect one thing above all else: movement. A sudden flicker in the periphery, a rapid dash for cover. That is what triggers the primal, irresistible instinct to hunt. To be slow, therefore, is to be still. And to be still is to become invisible. By perfectly synchronizing with the gentle, unhurried rhythm of the natural world, by moving with the imperceptible pace of a growing leaf or a drifting shadow, a slow creature can simply cease to be a target. It melts into the background noise of the universe. It doesn't just hide within the landscape. It becomes the landscape itself, hacking the predator's perception by refusing to play the game of speed at all that we have seen the contenders, each a champion of slowness in its own realm. But when every conceivable aspect of existence is meticulously considered, not just travel speed, but reaction time, the rate of digestion, and an entire life philosophy built around conservation. 1. Animal emerges from the canopy as the undisputed, uncontested, and absolute champion of slowness. The three-toed sloth. Its home is the high canopy of Central and South American rainforests, a vertical continent of bewildering biodiversity, where it lives nearly its entire life suspended between earth and sky, a creature of the in-between. Everything about the sloth, from its biology to its behavior, is a monument to the power of slow. It possesses the slowest metabolic rate of any non-hibernating mammal and can take up to a single month to digest one meal of tough, low-energy leaves, the slowest digestion known to science. Its very fur is a living, symbiotic ecosystem. During the rainy season, tiny green algae grow in specialized grooves on its coarse hair, providing it with a form of dynamic, living camouflage that changes with the seasons. This greenish tint allows it to dissolve into the leafy backdrop of its world. But the relationship goes deeper. The sloth absorbs nutrients from the algae through its skin, and living within its fur are entire communities of insects, including the sloth moth, which depends entirely on the sloth for its life cycle. And yet, this placid creature possesses a secret strength. Its grip, thanks to specialized tendons, is 3 times more powerful than a human's, allowing it to hang motionless for hours, days, even after death. Its slowness is not laziness. It is a complex, highly evolved state of being. This unique biology is its greatest asset, a perfect adaptation to its environment. But once a week, it forces the sloth to undertake the most dangerous and mysterious journey of its life. Compelled by an instinct scientists are still working to fully understand, it must descend from the relative safety of the canopy to the forest floor to defecate. Here, on the ground, it is clumsy, awkward, and terribly vulnerable. Away from its world of branches, it cannot run, it cannot hide effectively. It is exposed to its primary predators, the jaguar and the ocelot. It is the riskiest, most dangerous moment of its otherwise peaceful existence. Why take such a risk?